Hey everyone, I'm super excited to be interviewing the extraordinary AJ Betts today. AJ is the author of the epic duology Hive and Rogue, as well as the heart-wrenching Zack and Mia. She is also the author of Wavelength and Shutter Speed. AJ's books have been shortlisted and won tons of awards, and I'm not surprised as they are all brilliant. I believe AJ is an inspirational author because of her strong female leads and her strong storytelling talent. Also because she inspires and motivates the next generation of young writers through her workshops and talks. AJ, thank you so much for letting me grill you.
Oh, grill away. I am all yours. Thanks, Imani.
Are you ready to get started?
Yep, I think so. All right. Okay. I'll do my best.
Completely unrelated to your amazing work. If you could cycle anywhere, real or fictional, where would you love to?
Cycle anywhere, real or fictional? Oh, there's just so many real places to choose from. So I'm going to go back to some places I've already been and explore it more. I'd say Japan. I like to cycle around Japan and can I just say all of Europe? That covers a lot, but that's fine. If I've got time, why not do it all?
Oh, I would love to.
I've been dreaming of that lately, actually.
No, Europe's such a cool place. It has so many
Especially watching.
places.
Yeah, and I've cycled a lot of it, but just at the moment the Tour de France is on, so every night I'm just watching that going, oh, I've been there, I want to go there. So yeah, I'm in a dream mode at the moment.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love to cycle, but I'm completely uncoordinated and I would fall off my bike. So yeah.
You probably practice around your house first before you try Europe.
Yeah. I love Hive and Rogue so much. For anyone who's not read them, go buy them. They're incredible. It's about an amazing community who live under the ocean, but they don't know they live under the ocean. And I completely relate to Haley. I love her inquisitiveness and her rebelliousness. Who do you feel like you relate to the most?
Yeah, thanks, Imani, for saying such nice things. Definitely Haley. Yeah, I've always felt I'm a bit like I'm not really someone who belongs where they find themselves. And so I've always wondered, what place I should be or what group of people I should be around. And I've just always wondered about possibility. So I like her and I'm curious like her and I'm good at puzzles like her. So I see myself most in her. I mean, I'm glad I don't live in an underwater city in the future. Yeah, I know. How weird is that?
Yeah.
But good on her on navigating her way through that.
Yeah. Haley's pretty awesome.
Yeah, some people say it's a dystopia, and so Hive has been classified as a dystopia. But to be honest, a lot of the people are really happy down there. Most people, it's a thriving community, and most people are happy with their jobs and their relationships, and they have no sense of missing out or this yearning for something else. So I wouldn't. I don't know. When I wrote it, I didn't think of it as a dystopia. There are some dystopian elements, but yeah, like for some of them, it's quite fine and good for them. Good for them. Just Haley is not one of those people.
Yes. I also love the members of the council and the sun. Where did you get the idea for their personalities? Did you get them from people or did they just come to you?
Yeah, good question. Characters. I never get ideas for characters from real people, and I never know them straight up. So I kind of have to work through the story to find out who they are, and it only come to know them through multiple drafts. So, like the sun is quite mysterious, tall, dark, and mysterious, and for good reason. And he became that way because I needed him to be. because even though the community as a whole doesn't know why they're underwater, or even that they're in an enclosed community that think it's the world, I needed someone to have some knowledge, and I decided that he would be one of those people. And yeah, he became kind of closed off and mysterious as a result. So honestly, my characters just come out of what the story needs them to be, and then I have fun with them, and I like contrast. So he's quite different to Haley in some ways, but then similar. So I like seeing how I can create these oppositions. But I'm glad that you like him. I think he's great because originally he's presented as a villain, but then I think with stories, I know I'm going off on a tangent now, but there's no such thing as a villain or a hero, really. It's just how we behave at a certain time. And so he originally, people see him as a villain, but then there's shades of grey to him.
Yeah, I wrote a thesis about how good and evil more of a perspective. That was very fun. But it was Harry Potter based, so yeah.
That's good.
He's a perfect character, right? Yeah. I liked how he written, but I probably wouldn't want to meet him because he would just confuse me with all this mystery. I love reading about mystery, confusing. But not personally want to encounter it, especially.
That's a good point too, because I'm creating situations I wouldn't want to be in. But I'm interested to see how people respond to them when you just put them, give them these challenges. Yeah, I'm not saying I want to be Haley. No way. I can write about her from a safe distance of my backyard here.
Yeah, I would not personally want to live in an underground thing where it could collapse any moment. That's not me.
Yeah, good. Okay, that's a good character trait that you have there. Survival instinct is strong, Imani.
Very. Without giving away too many spoilers, I love your unique take on commitment and marriage in this duology. Where did you get the inspiration for the couples and all the rules for marriage?
Thanks, Imani. Let's you speak in those terms. So here's the thing. I created an underwater city. They don't know they're underwater. An underwater city of 300 people. Nothing goes in, nothing goes out. And so various questions and challenges arose, such as what do they do for food and where do they get the oxygen and blah, blah, blah. And another, as you mentioned, another one of these challenges was how do they reproduce in a community of 300 people without, getting married to your sister or your brother. If there's no further communities to go and meet people in, no bars as such, how does one choose their spouse and the parent of their soon-to-be child? So I had to make rules, and honestly for this I did some research into small communities through history and around the world, and particular tribes of, say, 100 people or 300 people. And they have rules for reproduction. And Indigenous cultures, they might call it a kinship system or a colour system, where, so there are 5 colours or houses you are born into. Yellow, I'm just making colours up. Yellow, red, I'm just choosing yellow, red, blue, for instance. And if you grow up in a blue house, you are only allowed to choose a partner from, say, the yellow house. So there are strict rules, and I incorporated that kind of rule. So Haley, when she lives in the garden, and she knows that when she's old enough, when it's her time to get married, and I say that because it's not our normal version of marry. They use the word marry, but it's, as you know, it's quite different. When it's her time to get married, she has to have someone from the engineering house. Otherwise, there'll be like inbreeding, so to speak. And also I wanted the females to have the choice, because they are the ones who are going to be carrying the child. So I figure, come on, give the girls some breaks. So they get to choose. So for instance, hypothetically, when Haley has her turn to get married, she gets to choose a boy. I said engineering, didn't I? No, it's from the fishing. It's the netting house, they call it. That's where they grow fish in tanks. So she gets to choose someone from the netting house. So why not give the girls the power? Because they're, like I said, they're the ones carrying the burden.
Yeah, you get to choose. who you want to be the father of your baby. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
I love that idea.
Thanks.
Out of all of you, so you speak.
Oh no, I was just gonna say in terms of gender, like I was asked by a boy if it's a feminist novel. I'm like, what? I don't see it as a feminist novel. I just see that this community has evolved to be a successful one, and so rather than carrying on patriarchal values and gender roles, they get to make them new for what actually works. So, like sometimes the boss of the world is a female, sometimes it's a male. There's no real gender roles in that way. Yeah. Anyway, so I just wanted to strip back that the any kind of value of like the empower balance, say, of women doing a certain type of work and men doing a certain type of work. That's all gone, which is fun too.
Yeah, I found it rather empowering, but not feminist, just equal. Like, yeah, there might be some men doing the baking job, there might be some women doing the baking job, there might be some women doing the nerdy, maybe some men doing the gardening. Yeah.
It's whatever works out to make the society a successful one.
Exactly. Out of all of your amazing books, which scene have you found the most challenging to write?
Theme? Oh man, theme. Because I pause because I never think about theme when I'm writing. I think of it maybe on draft number 5 or so. I think, what is the theme of this novel? I don't know. Well, because I'm focused on story and momentum and conflict and character and surprise and mystery and all these things. So theme is very much at the back of my head. So like it was difficult to talk about cancer and Zach and Mia and get the tone right. Actually, the hardest thing for me was to try romance, to be honest, and Zach and Mia, and to talk about love in a way that's not schmaltzy or cliched. So I enjoyed that challenge, and I addressed it. I approached it as a challenge because how many stories are about love, and how many poems, and how many different ways can you describe looking into somebody's eyes? So just to break it down and think, and to kind of get to the heart of what love is. So that was a real challenge for me and Zach and Mia. There you go. That was the theme that I found hardest. What is love really?
Oh, that's so cool. I loved the theme of love in it because it didn't seem like those staring into the eyes thing. It was very much very real sounding, like it feels very real and
Good,
real.
thank you. Because
So
that's what it is. That's what all these experiences are. And if we only watch particular romance films and read particular romance stories, then
you're gonna think that's only love.
And girls especially, have a great, a more of a diet of these romance stories. And yeah, it's false. And I want to write something honest every time.
Yeah.
Whether it's love or cancer or living in an underwater community or a dystopian future in Rogue, I want to forget all the cliches and start from scratch. So thank you.
Yeah. Last year, you went on a book launch tour through Australia, showing the awesomeness that is Hive and Rogue. Have you had some embarrassing or straight up awkward moments that you were brave enough to share with us?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was gone for most of probably 3 months, probably a bit more either side as well. So a lot of flying. I feel a bit bad about that, but I'm making up for it this year with no flying. Awkward or embarrassing moments. When you turn up to a bookstore and you're scheduled to be there and they don't know who you are or they don't have any books there and you've got nothing to sign doing a talk and maybe 4 people turn up and I'm told all the time. It's not always 4. Sometimes it's 20 or 30 or 50. But yeah, a couple of times there were 4 people, and I'm like, that's okay. Every time the booksellers would say, no, this is good. The 4 is good. I'm like, what? So I just guess it depends on the nature of things. So just turning up tired a lot and not knowing where I am. I feel like, I'm a band going, hello, Sydney. I mean, no, where Byron? No. So yeah, just losing track of things was interesting. I don't know if it was too embarrassing, but if anyone else noticed it, but I just felt really awkward at times, and I really missed being home back in Perth. So yeah, it was pretty epic. But I just felt so strongly about Hive and Rogue that I thought it's worth my time to take some time off work and go in and speak to as many people as I could about it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that again in a hurry. I'm quite happy being a hermit and now. Not that I could do it in COVID anyway, so the timing's great to be a hermit. Yeah, so no, I don't have anything too excruciatingly embarrassing for you, thank goodness, but I'll let you know if I do in the future.
Yeah, I'm always awkward and tired, so yeah, that'll be me on my book tour if I ever get one. Where am I? That would be me.
Who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and it's not as glamorous as you would think, honestly. There's no glamour at all, and you have to answer the same questions again and again. And then I just end up changing the answers because I don't want to say the same thing again and again. So then I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, so it's okay to try it once, but then it's, yeah, like I said, it's nice to retreat back into hermit mode and creating mode rather than speaking mode.
Now we are into the speed questions. I will try not
Okay.
to respond to yours because otherwise I'll probably talk for. Okay. What are you writing at the moment?
I'm writing a book for teenagers about a teenage rock band who's working on a song over one weekend. I don't know what it's called. Thanks, it's fun.
What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Okay. Vanilla, but with things in it. So like caramel and choc bits and honey. I like vanilla with stuff in it that's crunchy and exciting. I want surprises in my ice cream.
Yes, I hate
the ice cream when you just like, it's just chocolate. I like chocolate, but I'm like, okay, but where's the surprise? Stuff in it. Yeah. Otherwise, you just chocolate, go, I got to the end.
Chocolate raspberry or chocolate pecan.
I want a swirl of something, a ripple. I want a ripple. Yeah. So that's and so whenever I have ice cream at home, I if it's just a plain one, then I add things so then I can be surprised.
I love that. Which character do you or have you had a crush on?
Of my own? Or from one of my own books?
It could be from your own book. It could be from books you've read. Any.
Crush on? No, not many, because characters are supposed to be very flawed, and often I see them. You get to see a character too much when you're reading. Like, you get to know them, all their thoughts, and it's a bit of a turn off. So of my characters, I can only comment on mine. Like, in Rogue, I love Jared the trader. He's really fun, and he can fish. He's great. It's very handy in an apocalypse. And I love Cam in Zach and Mia. I love Zach. Like, as a writer, I have to love the characters. I wouldn't say I had a crush on Cam, actually. Yeah. But in other books, no, I don't really get crushes on the guys. Or girls. I just don't. Yeah. I just see them for all their true colors, and I'm happy to shut the book at the end. If that makes sense.
Yeah. What was your worst subject at school?
Eventually maths, which is a shame, because I was good at maths, but then eventually I had a terrible teacher. And I know teachers shouldn't make or break a subject, but they can. So maths, chemistry, maybe. Anyway,
Who is your favorite or most inspirational author?
You know what? I'm just going to go with the person I read a lot of when I was your age, which is Robin Klein. She wrote books. You've probably heard of Hating Alice and Ashley. Have you heard of that, Imani? No, okay. It was turned into a film with Delta Goodrum. So that's how you might know of it. But she was really important to me. Her books were really important to me when I was your age, and they made me feel like I found people who I could relate to and who I'd want to be friends with. So I'm going to say Robin Klein.
We'll have to read them.
I haven't read them again. I've got them all here in my library, and I'm just like, I wonder if I should. I'm not good at rereading books, and I worry that I'll be disheartened somehow. Anyway, maybe one day I'll reread them. But if you read them, let me know if they're any good still.
Do you prefer reading ebooks or hard books?
Oh, normal. Yeah, paper. Yeah.
Yes.
I spend enough time on the screen. I'm at the screen all the time. So it's a real pleasure to let my eyes read words on a page.
What is the weirdest place or thing you've gotten inspiration from for your writing? I find shopping. I collect shopping lists. So I've had ideas from shopping lists that people have left in the trolleys. Anything. Things that I overhear. Muffins inspired a whole novel. So yeah, I get ideas from absolutely anywhere, and then I get a lot of them, but then I have to choose which one to pursue because I'm going to be spending 4 years or more on a book. So I can't explore every idea I ever get, but occasionally some of them. And yeah, Wavelength became a book because of my love for muffins. Yeah, if that explains it. I wish I could.
So you might write a book inspired by ice cream, Imani, from the sounds of it.
Maybe.
And I like the idea now of creating something, creating something about cycling a fictional place. I'm kind of liking that. So anyway, I'll get back to you in about 4 years and see if anything's happened.
Do you remember the first book you ever read? Or if not, your favourite child book that you just love to read?
Yeah, I think the first book I read, I don't remember the name of it, but it was about some king in a faraway land and a cake. I don't know, but I loved reading the Sesame Street books. I don't know if you know Sesame Street hardcover books. Oh my gosh, so funny. I've always had a thing for like Sesame Street and Muppets humor, kind of the offbeat, bit naughty and just silly humor. I love that. So I'm going to say those two things. Sesame Street books, probably I was a bit obsessed with. But my first was about a king and a birthday cake. I'll have to find out one day what that was. I think the cake was ticking and everyone thought it was a bomb. But really weird thing for a picture book. It wasn't a bomb. It's just a cake that ticked.
Yeah. I used to love Elmer when I was like a little kid. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And Ernie and Bert are hilarious. Love it.
What do you see as your biggest achievement so far in life?
Oh, man. What? Getting through this? No, I'm kidding. That's a tough one. I couldn't say one thing. Just being like an independent person. And you know what? I'm going to say creating a career in which I can be creative and support myself. So I'm a part-time teacher and, part-time writer, part-time speaker and part-time lots of things. But the fact that I can make a life for myself doing something I love, I think, so it's not one particular book or going to Hollywood or whatever. It's having the freedom and the independence to do the thing I love. So I'm grateful for that every day.
They're all so cool achievements. Do you have any advice to share with young writers?
Okay, some advice for writers is to read a lot, and I'm sure you've heard that, and to write a lot. And also be patient. So, and just develop your craft. The goal is not to get published. Like wasn't published till, look, I don't know, like early 30s. I can't remember. But for decades, I was developing my skills as a writer, and my goal was never get a book published. It was just be better and have fun with it. And so I guess that's my next point as well. Write the thing that you enjoy and have fun. No one's making you do it. And I guess I'll just say one more thing on the publishing thing. I know I'm talking big stuff rather than technical, like about character or whatever, but I think it's, but this will, I guess, lead your process. But being published doesn't change anything. It doesn't make me feel like I'm a better writer. It doesn't make me feel more confident. It doesn't make me feel famous or whatever. So being published is a really lovely thing, but for me, it's always about the story and getting the best story out of myself, if that makes sense. So don't put pressure on yourself. Yeah. Is that okay?
That's great advice. Thank you so much for letting me grill you.
That's it. There were some tough ones, but I hope I passed. Did I pass?
Yes,
Imani?
you did an amazing job.
Okay, good. Okay, phew. Well, thank you for your excellent questions. I really appreciate them.
Make sure to check out AJ on her social media and buy her books because they're incredible.